Good afternoon and welcome. Welcome to my live stream, Fight CPS with Bob Pace, the afternoon show. It starts at 1 o'clock, and I am I'm on here at uh, 8 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and 6 o'clock at night. I'm on 3 times a day, and I'm on here to help you all with your CPS matter. Your CPS matter. And what I do is that I help you find an attorney. Now, a lot of you may not know what CPS is. And it's a child protection system. It's found in every state and every county. Also, is found worldwide. This live stream goes out worldwide, and I'm talking to people around the world. I've talked to over 30 countries and all 50 states, and I've been doing this for 2.5 years. And I want to help you all find an attorney that I had hired, that I had used, that works for me. His law firm is Vincent W. Davis, and the attorney's name is Vincent W. Davis. Now, he works for me to help me with my CPS case. So I'm sharing the information with you all to help you so you don't have to go through the same things as I went through. It was a terrible experience in CPS. Terrible experience. And I really don't want you to have to go through all that. That is really not a good idea. Let me try to adjust myself here. Now, how this all got started was about in the 60s. Congress wanted to start taking care of our children with an organization. Now, for 400 years, the United States, the development of the United States, I mean, people have been really, been people for 50,000 years in North America. Now, reason why I bring that into play is that our country that we call the United States was being settled first by the British, the 13 original colonies. And then Spain had parts of the country like California and Texas and so forth. And I think Louisiana, the French were trying to get the middle part of the United States. But anyway, what I'm getting at, and what is confusing maybe a little bit, is I'm trying to tell you that the first immigrants were the Native American Indians. It wasn't Christopher Columbus. He didn't discover America. And Europeans started coming over in the 700 AD, or 800 AD, I should say, with the Vikings. The Vikings were the first Europeans to discover North America besides the Native American Indians. Now, the Native American Indians came via Asia across the land bridge. There was a land bridge at one time between Alaska and Asia, and they walked across as well as animals did. And they settled in Alaska. They settled in a lot of other places too. They settled in Canada. They're called the First Nation. The indigenous people there are called the First Nation. In Alaska, they're called Eskimos. And Russia actually at one time owned Alaska. So those early years, there were cases in the 13 colonies which were owned by Britain of child abuse and stuff. It goes back, I think I saw something around Jamestown. And there's the first colony, I think, was right before the 1600s, Croquetan, or it's a lost colony there. And then there's been Plymouth Rock, where the people of Mayflower came over and tried to settle. And then Jamestown. Jamestown was the first time, and I have a relative, Pace, down there, Pace's Pines. So I can chase on one side of my family to Pace's Pine. But anyway, children have been addressed all through the last 400 years. But it wasn't until the 60s that we made a formal organization that would take care of it. Now, there was attempts by societies to take care of children. I don't know if you remember the movie Annie, where there's a girl that was in this home with all these people in there. Well, these are special societies that took in children of the streets. Children used to run rampant in New York, and children have been abused for a long time, been overworked. Now, it's very important that families work together, but children should not have long hours at an early age. I mean, it wasn't until actually the 30s that education became important. Now, there was schooling back then, but children's first job was to work the factories and long hours, work the coal mines, work the farms and stuff. And the reason why I'm bringing all this into play is the development of how children are taken care of. In fact, we had organizations that protected our animals first before we had our children. So this is a real important move by Congress. And they instructed social services to go out and take care of these children that may be neglected or abused. And what they do is they have two kinds of reporters. They have professional reporters and then lay reporters. Now, the lay reporters are like your everyday people in the neighborhood. They're family, sibling members. They're your friends up the street. They're shopkeepers, markets, grocery stores. Those are called lay persons. The professionals are the ones that work with children all the time. And that could be doctors and nurses when they see a child or things like that. It could be also at the school with the teachers, administrators, the counselor, the nurse, or it could be daycare centers, or the firemen, or the police that come out or see children. They are required by law to report any negligence or abuse. Now, negligence means that the child is not supervised, not fitted with proper clothing right, doesn't have food, doesn't have shelter. They're being abandoned, or a parent or careless leave their drugs around, the children ingest it, which is an awful thing, but that does happen. When you do drugs, you don't do drugs if you're going to raise children. Drugs and children don't mix. A child sees you doing drugs, they get the wrong message that it must be okay, it must be cool. So a lot of parents do. They want to smoke pot or do cocaine or do things in front of their children. That's wrong. And to leave that stuff around, a child gets it, they're developing. They can die from what is left around. So that's negligence. Now, that gives you a little bit of idea what negligence is. I mean, if you send a kid to school with not, with a t-shirt and shorts, and it's snowing outside, that's not proper clothing. Or you not bathe the child, or they don't go to school. You don't allow them to go to school. Negligence for not going to school. If you don't take them to the doctor if they're hurt or sick, that's negligence. So there's a lot of things in the area of negligence. Some parents may not know right from wrong or whatever. So that is a problem. Now, abuse is divided into two: physical and emotional abuse. Now, physical abuse is where, let's say, corporate punishment, and you're using a stick or a spoon or something sharp and it leaves welts, or used a belt and leaves welts. That's physical abuse. Also, if you punch a kid or throw the kid to the wall in anger or shake a little infant and their head goes all over the place, that is physical abuse. That all is wrong. And it can be corrected. See, studies have shown the best parents are the biological parents. They are the best kind. Now, I've talked to over 2,600 people in over 30 states and, 50 states and 30 countries. And that's a lot of people, 2,600 people. And I've heard from them all about all kinds of situations. Now, to participate in this live stream, all you need to do is text me a question or a comment. A question and comment. All I ask is your first name and your city and state. If you're from a different country, your city and country. That's all. And you can tell me a little about your case, and I'll gladly help you with answers. I gladly help you with answers there. So I really care about you. I'm doing on here. I volunteer so much of my time to try to help you guys. I volunteer so much of my time to help you. And as I say, I got a lot of knowledge. I got a lot of connections, and I have a great attorney. This attorney I hired, he helped me with my case in 2015, and I was able to get the money rounded up and to hire him. And he got back 2 of my 3 kids. I'm blessed and a father. I mean, I have taken care of a total of 6 kids. 4 of them are biological. The other 2, one I had at 5 and the other one at 20. That was a long loss. My wife's firstborn. And I was born terrible time too because she was raped. But he came back and internalized at age 20. My firstborn I've not seen since age 3, and that was by my first wife. I have 43 years of marriage, 10 with the first wife and 33 with the second. And I do not like marriage as the end. I like to work it out. So I was really traumatized when the first one ended, and then I had the second one here. But all my kids are doing good. I don't like the idea of the word step. I don't like step at all, so I don't call it my stepdaughter or stepson. My oldest son is in his 40s. My 2 oldest girls are in their 30s. And then my youngest 3, which are in teenage, one's 25, 23, and 20. And 2 of them are still in college, so still got to make sure they get through college. But I'm very blessed that my other children are doing good and have jobs and seem to be staying out of trouble. See, your problem when you get involved in CPS, you don't know what to do. And I'm here to help you. All you have to do is ask me. All you have to do is ask me. Now, I have no comments written yet, but what you do is you text me a comment or a question, and I will help you. No matter how complex it is, there's always an answer for it. There's always an answer for it. But I do care so much what you're going through. Not only do I help out with CPS, I also talk about adult protection services. Adult protection services. Not only do we take care of our young children, we also have an agency that takes care of our older people. Now, I don't do too much talking unless someone talks to me or asks me a question about adult services. But I had a man in North Carolina I was helping with his father, who's an adult protective services. And they were giving his father a hard time. Now, again, if you want to talk about something, just text me. All I ask is your first name and your city and state or city and country. All I ask about. Now we're about 15 minutes into the show here. We're about 15 minutes into the show. And I was hoping to have a comment or a question to answer. Now, if you want to hire an attorney I have for you or interview him and see if he's the right match, his name is Vincent W. Davis. You'll see his picture on the upper right side of the page here. and he has a specialized site that will help you with your um, special um, help you with your legal case in CPS. Now, I do want to say that when you call into the office, it's 888-888-6582, and you say hello to the receptionist. Tell them that Bob Pace sent you, and then when you speak to somebody in Visa, um, they will help you out. I'm doing a little quick about it. Now, people are coming and going in this room. They always seem to do so. I have a lot of regular people, and I saw Christina Reynoso, who's from Las Vegas. She came to my room after the hour this morning. She came to the room like 9:04 or something, and I was running a little bit late. But I really would like to see her earlier part because she really has helped me a lot with a lot of issues and helped a lot of people in the room. Now I'm looking for comments or text message. I still don't see anything. Okay. All you do is you type it in. That's all you do. Now, another way you can act with this live stream, I'm going to put it up here, is that you can be a guest on my show. All you need to do is text or email me your first and last name and your city or state or country and your phone number and email. Now, my phone number to call in or the text me is 626-698-0990. And right now, I don't have my computer. I need two devices, a computer and the phone. I don't have both devices back there. So my email is bobp@vincentwdavis.com. So I'll leave that message up there. Now, as far as calling in live right now, I have to wait till tomorrow. Hopefully, my computer part's tomorrow and I'll be able to do live. You need two devices to do this live stream. One is my phone and one is my computer. And my computer, I put the StreamYard device on it, and the phone. Um, um, I'm looking at my notes here. Now, this morning, we had some interesting people with takes. They wanted to do lawsuits. And I think it's important that you all know that you don't want to wait doing a lawsuit. And if you want to appeal your case, you want to do that right away. You want to appeal it right away because there's statute of limitations. Some cases may only give you 15 days to appeal the decision. And I had several people that had lost their kids, but then they wanted to get their kids back or they wanted to do something about the lost lawsuit. It was sad because I don't know where you're at, our weather in California. I'm broadcasting south of Los Angeles from the west coast of California, a place called Surf City, USA. I'm 3 blocks from the beach, and right now I'm in a my backdrop is different than it normally is. The day is so nice. The day is so nice. Now, I don't know why people aren't talking, but that's okay. I love to hear from you. All I ask is your first name, the city and state, or the city and country. Now, some of these countries have been far away. It's Australia, New Zealand, Indonesia, Bangladesh, and India, then up to the Middle East and over to Africa. And I had a really sweet lady from South Africa, from a province down there, who's talked to my show numerous times. I wonder how she's doing. I haven't talked to her in ages. Now, I've been doing this since October 23, and I took a little time off in in December, and I came back to work in February. So I have taken some time off. But it's hard doing all the 3 shows a day because I don't like to do all the talking. I'd rather have you guys do the talking. Rather have you guys do the talking. So it is hard right now because I don't know. I have several people in my room. I don't know what you guys want me to talk about. If you just did a comment that said, "Can you talk about this? Can you talk about that?" It helped me focus. Or if you have a question, I will answer your question. And believe me, I'm on 3 times a day, 7 days a week. So you have 21 times to ask me that question. 21 times. Now, there's 5 rules that I've come up with based on talking to 2,600 people and my experience in 2015 when CPS took my kids away when they did that. It was really, really, really hard when they did that. Now, one of the most important thing you can do about your CPS case is to get an attorney. And I have one for you that I'd like to introduce again. His name is Vincent W. Davis. He worked for me. He helped get my kids back when I hired him. And he's available to be hired. Right now, he works out of LA County, his office in Arcadia, and his retainer for a CPS case is approximately $5,000. He's about $550 an hour, but that's not in stone. Those are approximate numbers, and it all depends on the complexity of the case, how long the case been going on, and where the case is located. Now, if he leaves his home area, it's going to be more money because he's got airfare and ground transportation, as well as accommodations and a license you got to pay for that state, along with eating food because it's hard when you're traveling to go to the grocery store and eat out of your hotel when everything's there. So he eats out. And so he needs to get the car, ground transportation, to get to court, and he needs to maybe go to a place to get some clerical work done. So there's where the ground transportation comes into play. And then when he okay, it's a lazy day where I'm at because we got about 80 degrees weather, and it's nice out there. I got the windows down so I get some fresh air and a little bit of background noise here at the beach, but I'm at a place that's kind of nice. Out of the sun, though. The sun, if you're in front of the sun, it's very, very, very hot. It's very hot. Oh, we have a person that is now said hello. Hi, Chris. Welcome. We're fighting Texas Family Care Network, CPS. Yeah. The Texas Family Care is CPS. I know it's very confusing because there's a lot of different names. I just call it the Child Protection System. But I think Texas even goes to a third party to help out with child neglect or child abuse. But it's still the social services is the entity that takes care of CPS. Now, she says that it's called the family care. Okay, well, it's Texas Family Care. I'll have to look into that more there. But I'm glad you're here. And Chris, can you tell me more about how I can help you? And there is one of my regulars I was bragging about. Name is Lisa Bartley. And she's from Montana, about an hour from California. And Lisa says sometimes it's nice being in the room because we all can relate. I agree. I agree, Lisa. You know, Lisa is a wonderful mom, a wonderful person I've got to know this past year or two. She's been with me for a long time. She had a 4-year-old son who's 5 now. And she had a CPS case, but she also had a criminal case. Apparently, the police broke down her door to get in. Now, she just got repaired and she's got the criminal charges dropped. I don't know what she was charged with, but usually the criminal are the same as the CPS's entity. But it's hard with not money for attorney. But you need to look into the legal insurance. Look into legal insurance. Now, Lisa, you said some interesting things recently. She said her criminal charges were dropped finally. She fought that. I guess she fought that on her own. I don't think she ever got a court appointed attorney. But somehow her CPS case that swept underneath the rug. And I don't know if it came from your ex-husband or what. See, she once was married. She has an older child, a daughter. I don't know too much about the details, but I guess she's okay. But the biological father of her son is the one that's causing her havoc, or been causing her havoc. He was given full custody after the mother had some visitation stuff to the father by CPS. And apparently, Lisa did not get any more information regarding the criminal case or the CPS case. So I know there's statute of limitations. So if you have a CPS case and it's over, you can appeal it and say you're never part of the CPS case. You want a fair investigation. So what they'll do is that Lisa, I want to help you. And I felt bad because the last couple of days you said some disturbing things. You say that there's no CPS case. I cannot believe you had visitations with your son and they're worried about, and you told me a while back that you were trying to do homeschool with them. They took that away from you. But I thought you were talking always about CPS. So I don't know why you don't have a CPS matter. Now, what you can appeal is you're never given an opportunity to do a safety plan. There is that chance there, Lisa, that you can say that you never received a safety plan and CPS never finished everything. They never finished everything. So you could appeal that. Because you're supposed to have a case. You had visitations. So somewhere along the line, and in order to get the information, you're going to have to go to the court clerk. And hopefully they can look you up with your ex-husband's name and the child's name. And they can find the paperwork. And then you can read through the court papers and stuff. You still need an attorney. Now, you asked me, can you get a court-appointed attorney? Well, at this stage of the game, I don't think they're going to give it to you. You said the criminal case is over, and I think you did that all on your own. But the CPS case is a little tougher. And anyway, I'll try the best I can help you on that. So you have a copy of the safety plan. Maybe you could file a 388 motion. You need to talk to an attorney about filing that because you have some new information and the judge needs to see within 30 days. Also, I'd look into a lawsuit, a civil lawsuit, and see what you can sue to get money for an attorney. Now, I remember you talked about the safety plan. I remember about your visitations too. But I guess a lot of that has changed. A lot of that has changed. Now, I'm so glad that you have a working heater and you have your firewood and you have your stove for firewood. I mean, you're in good shape as far as heating goes. And you got your door replaced that the police tore down. Now, the whoops. I'm going to put the comments up there because I did not have that. There we go. I think I have Lisa Bartley on there. I'm going to take it down so we don't have a double. There where you can see all the messages. All the messages. Now, if you want to be a guest on my show or talk on my show, you can call in to 626-698-0990. That's my direct line to the phone. And if you want to email me, it's bobp@vincentwdavis.com. Now, right now, I'm not working the phone because you need two devices to do my live stream. I need the computer and a phone. Well, my computer works fine, but the power cable split and the wires broke and separate. I have no power to the computer. But I've been assured that we'll be here no later than Thursday. So I should have my power supply by Thursday. And then I can start taking calls. Also understand there's a button on StreamYard that you can press and be able to call in. You can press and be able to call in. Now, Lisa, did you have any other questions? I think you were telling me, can I get a court-appointed attorney for appeal? I don't think you get a court-appointed attorney because you're supposed to get that at the beginning of your case. Now, if you had one for your criminal, not for your CPS, you should have said, where's my CPS case? Here's my safety plan. How come I'm not on the agenda? How come I'm not on the docket? How come I'm not on the docket to be addressed or talked about? So what you need to do is you need to do some investigation. You need to become a detective. As I know that it's trouble with funds, and so you don't want an attorney to do this. Something you could do. You go to the courthouse, you talk to the court clerk and say, you want records on my case and my son. But you either need a case number or your son's name or your ex-husband's name. That should be enough there. Now, I have about a half an hour left here. It's half past the hour. And I've had Lisa write me some questions here. Okay, good. Lisa also says the house is decluttered. I think when they broke in, she probably had we all do that, especially we live alone and we're discouraged in life. And she had a very abusive husband, abusive man that even raped her, which was an awful experience for any woman to go through or any man if he's raped. Taking someone against their will is wrong. Taking against someone against their will is wrong. And they shouldn't have done that. They should not have done that. But I'm glad that your house is now, it's got the heater working stuff. There should be no reason why you can't have joint custody. And you could maybe do your appeal this way. I disagree because my involvement with the CPS was never addressed. And I want joint custody of my son. And I was never given the opportunity to have joint custody of my son. That'd be your appeal. That'd be your appeal. And I hope that might enlighten you. Now, again, for all you listening out here, I'm not an attorney. I'm giving educational advice and advice from people that have talked to me. I've talked to over 2,600 people. And the attorney that worked for me, again, his advice, I'm trying to help you all. I do try to help you problem solving. So I just whatever you do, don't give up. That's my rule 5 is do not give up. And I'm glad to hear that things are looking better, Lisa. And I'm glad you're staying here and talking to me. The show goes much better if people talk to me. If it's just me for an hour talking, that's boring anybody. I mean, you're hearing a lecture on CPS. No one wants a lecture on CPS. And I hate to say it, a lot of the organizations are bad. Not all of them are bad. But I can't say CPS is 50% bad. Maybe it's 25% bad. I just can't put a number on it because of the 2,600 people, all of them said CPS was bad. Well, does that mean it's 100% bad? No. That's representation from each area. But maybe there's better people out there. There's 26 people that says they could be better. So, hopefully, Lisa, you can get an attorney and be able to do an appeal. You should have given a shot to it. Also, an attorney will tell you whether you can do it or not. You can do it or not. But be very careful with your money. Don't let it go, right away. I mean, value each dollar like it's your last. And I know in your heart, you're heartbroken because you were seeing your son up through December and now you're not seeing him. And that's wrong. Your heart's with that child. I mean, what your husband's is wrong. Now, there's another matter you're working on. There's another matter you're working on is a restraining order. Now, for some that don't know what that means, is that when you go and ask you a temporary restraining order to a full-time restraining order, or a period of time restraining order, is you go into the police and you complained about your ex-husband stalking you and make you feel uncomfortable. They'll help you get a restraining order. So if he shows up in the premises or with a discipline, he can be arrested. But a rainstorm is really not going to get family back as much as a good attorney. I was looking away at my notes. My notes are to my left. And you see the phone jiggle. I'll be glad when I have that computer. When you have the computer sit down, it doesn't move. And try to do a live stream on a phone is tough. It's tough. But I will get that shortly. But I want you to emphasize you need an attorney. And I have a great attorney. And his number, by the way, is 888-888-6582. That's the law office of Vincent W. Davis. Now, when you call in and speak to reception, tell them that Bob Pace sent you. And when you speak to Mr. Davis, tell him that Bob Pace sent you. It's important he hears that. You hadn't found anybody to do it. Okay, Lisa, what you can do, go on the internet. I know you're from Montana. I forgot what city you're from. I know Helena is the capital, but you put your city followed by Montana, and then you put the letter CPS. And then you put GoFundMe. GoFundMe. And you'll see it. There's directions to do it. There's a YouTube video. You can look on YouTube. Search in that search window there. Say a GoFundMe. And you'll see examples. Facebook will tell you. There are ways to do GoFundMe. I need to do it myself. I just haven't done it, so I don't know all the steps. That's one life skill that I've not had experience in. And maybe you can help us all in this room. Now, GoFundMe or Cyberbag, I don't think you want to pay for them to be set up. You don't have the money for it. A GoFundMe works really quite simple. You tell a story and you ask people to help you out financially. That's all it is. But you use your media to tag it so that all your Facebook friends, all your Instagram, MySpace, Twitter, Telegraph, I think I'm getting all of them. All their friends there can go and be where you want to send it out to. And then you also notice on the reels on Facebook too. So there's a way we can do the GoFundMe. And I'd like to know anything you find, because maybe you can help me out, Lisa. Maybe you can help me out. Now, Lisa says her ex walks by the house twice a day to get to the school bus. Why is he going to the school bus? Why is he not taking the child to? Does your ex live in the same neighborhood? I'm trying to understand it, Lisa. Also, you need to get that. Have you done that restraining order yet? Do you have the restraining order in place? Because if you have the restraining order against your ex-husband, if he shows up, you can call the police and then they take it from there. And I know you really mean well, and sometimes you get discouraged. And so, you have to keep fighting and not give up. It really is hard. And a lot of you punish yourself. I punish myself. I get discouraged too. So um, it is a hard thing for you to keep at CPS or any kind of legal matter. And one of the things that people forget, you can, besides GoFundMe or loans or a some type of help there, you can get something called legal insurance. A lot of people forget about legal insurance. A lot of people forget. They all know about car insurance. There's pet insurance. There's earthquake insurance, flood insurance, regular homeowners insurance, car repair insurance, car insurance. There's about insurance for best liability insurance. There's insurance for everything. There is a legal insurance. Now, I just started looking into it. It's one of the areas I forget about. And I've seen a quote for a low end, I guess, $500 a year. And I think you're probably going to have to pay $1,200 for legal insurance because you got to cover that attorney and he has a retainer and so much an hour. So look into legal insurance. Doesn't hurt to try. Again, you search for the internet, put the city, the state, and I would even go as far as say leave the CPS in there, and after CPS, put in legal insurance because that way everything is filtered to CPS. Now, when you further filter it, it's looking for legal insurance and CPS matters in that city and state. But a lot of people don't format right. Now, it's very important you format right. You know how to search something. Now, Google and ChatGPT and Group, there's a lot of different ones. DuckGo Duck. It's a weird one. And someone's used it, tell me it's great. So I don't know. I just use Google Chrome or Google. I just use regular Google. I have tried ChatGPT and it's been excellent. A lot more thorough. A lot more thorough. Oh, he lives in the neighborhood. I see. And he walks by with my son and it breaks your heart. Oh, man, it's so bad. See, that's another problem. Doing a restraining order, how would they, is there another way you get to the school bus without being like 100 yards from your house? Is there another way you can walk to the school bus without close to your house? Um, that is so hard for all you listeners out there. It's very hard to know that there's a woman who loves her son so much. She did all this time to make a classroom for him because she wants to do homeschooling. She wants to do homeschooling, which is a great idea. If you are semi-retired or you have a small, easy job, you can do homeschooling. There's nothing wrong with homeschooling. The only thing I miss about homeschooling is a chance to interact with others. Public schools is still the best way for your children to grow up there. If you can afford a private school, I think a private school is excellent. I think a private school is excellent. I had two of my children go to private school. It's something I didn't want to do, but my wife wanted them to do. And so after they went through it, I was thrilled with it. I'm glad that they did. It was a lot of money. My two boys, 4 years was $100,000. Each of them, that's $200,000 I spent two of my children. I wish I don't have these small eyes. It makes me look like I'm always sleeping. I'm not. I'm wide awake. And I've always been accused I'm falling asleep. No, I'm not falling asleep. It's just that my eyes sometimes have a tendency to be squirrely eye. I don't know what you want to call them, but lazy eyes. Lazy eyes. Now, as we get older, we do fall asleep. I've had that happen to me in the past. Sometimes without taking breaks and working straight through it. So it's important every hour you set aside 10 minutes to go for a walk. Now, a lot of people with jobs can't do that. But I think by law, you're allowed 10 minutes every hour, and half an hour for lunch. I think what people do is they do the 10 minutes, they do 10, 20, 30, 30. They do 3 10-minute breaks and a half hour for lunch. So, anyway, it's important anything that we do. Now, I'm talking here, and it's hard. Lisa has helped me. Lisa has helped me. Okay, now it's more confusing. I thought the biological father, is your ex husband. Kelly is another man in your life who was never the father of the child. He's the one that walks by or something. Wait, your son's living with the stepdad. Okay, I thought he was living with the biological father. Didn't the CPS say that the biological father is full time the biological? Did they give him to Kelly? Is Kelly that has the physical and educational custody of your son? Is that the case, Lisa? See, Lisa's case is very complex. She's also shared me a lot. She has a daughter, though too much. Her daughter and her still see each other. But she had a son that she adores. And she had great visitations up to Christmas. But somehow the visitation stopped at the time that I took a time out from my live stream. See, I was on continuously into the end of the second week of December, and then I came back the last week of February. So I was off for a bit. So if I understand this correctly, I don't know who has the custody of your son, but he lives at Kelly's place, and then his dad walks him to the bus stop, or Kelly walks to the bus stop. Is Kelly the one giving you the problem, or the biological father is? Um, okay, Lisa says pause the order is for biological father, but he has basically dropped him at Kelly's. So what's happened is the biological father won the tax break because he's going to claim one deduction. By the way, you can claim that deduction if you were taking care of your son. Right now, your ex, who is a biological father, gets a credit on his taxes as one for the dependent. Furthermore, I mean, that's what, and he's probably getting assistance from CPS. Maybe CPS is paying him through social services for food stamps or for medical. I don't know what his financial situation is. So that's the reason why. And he just wants to dump it on Kelly. Kelly loves that boy because you and him used to have a relationship. But Kelly's not the right man for that boy. Now, if the boy has a relationship with Kelly and with the biological father, I think it's important that all three of you share in the upbringing of the boy. Now, if Kelly's bad, which you told me that he drives with, or that was your husband drives with empty beer cans and stuff like that in the front seat. So we got to make sure that the best interest of the child is being protected. The best interest of the child. Now I have about 5 minutes left here, Lisa. Yeah, I know it is. I know it is. But I got some information out of you, and I got some homework for you to do. I got you some homework to do. So I have a further explanation of what it is. Now, for all you other listeners, there's several of you in here. I want again at 6 o'clock tonight, and then again 8 o'clock in the morning, and then again at 1 o'clock. So I have a morning show, an afternoon show, an evening show. It's all about CPS and all aspects about CPS. There's some bonuses I throw in about life, like maybe about loans or how to do finances or how to get other attorneys or other things like that. I have a lot of life skills. I have 61 years I can share with you. And with CPS, I've been doing this now for 2.5 years. I've been involved in CPS for almost 7 years, I think now. You see, um, it was 2013, I think it was, when they started to investigate. And it was 2015 when they took our children. So 13, 14, 15, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So that's 9 and 5. It's about 14 years, I think, I've been involved with CPS. Um, it's been 10 years since our children were taken into custody, and it's been 7 years since the case has been over. So, anyway, I do have to end my live stream. Um, and I do have to tell you that there's a video that you enjoy. It's really good spirit video, and I'm glad that they have it. It's my ending video of my show. But I'm here to help you. I'm here to share an attorney that worked for me very well, Vincent Davis. He is well schooled in dependency law, juvenile law, and family law. He's also a criminal attorney and does trials. He's a trial attorney. He's also a civil attorney and he does civil lawsuits. So he's a great attorney, has a great background, and has been fighting CPS and gotten people back 40 years. So it's very important you think about him. The number for his office is 888-888-6582. And he will help you out. He will help you out. So I think that's about it. I think I've covered all things. I want to thank Lisa Bartley from Montana with her questions and comments. I hope I helped you a little bit, Lisa. You're a good woman. I'd like to have you on my show, and thank you so much for coming on my show. There's a new person we had here today. Didn't say too much, but his name was Chris Johnsons. Well, I'm glad to meet you, Chris Johnsons. And they're in Texas, somewhere in Texas, fighting a family care network. Now, I have to look that up because I think that's one of those third party CPS things that Texas is in there. So now I'm not in Texas, Chris, as I forgot to answer you that, but no, I'm not in Texas. And Lisa, I don't know why these comments come in now. I got to look into that. I see some peculiar sometimes. So, no, I'm not in Texas. I'm out here in the sunny California, at a place called Surf City, USA. I'm a beach person. I'm a surfer, but I'm also a jack of all trades. I have a lot of experience. I have a lot of construction engineering. And besides surfing, I also am a marine animal trainer, ocean lifeguard, a restaurant manager. There's a lot of my background that I can help you with things. Anyway, I do have to go. My time's up. And I want to thank, let me take down my number there. To people listening to my live stream, I'll take down the comments. And I'll see you again tonight. Yeah, life skills are important. I think it's a really good thing. So I'll see you tonight at 6 o'clock. And we can continue on where we left off, Lisa, with more questions. Or other people can ask me questions or make comments. I'm here to answer questions about CPS as best as I can and to deal with comments about CPS. And so I'll see you again. God bless you all. Have a great afternoon. I'll see you tonight at 6. Bob Pace signing off.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against then it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the last one.